New Zealand is home to a host of amazing birds, from pigeons to penguins and everything in between. One of the rarest is the stitchbird, also known as hihi. Once found throughout the country's North Island, there are just a few thousand adults left in highly protected reserves. New Zealand conservationists worked with the Zoological Society of London to release 40 juvenile hihi into the Rotorua Reserve about 2 years ago, the first time the species has been seen in that area since 1889. Oliver Metcalf, who was part of the team, says they used high technology to measure the program's success.
What we've done is we've put autonomous acoustic recorders all the way around the reserve so we can monitor how these birds behave when we're not there by listening for their calls, identifying which areas the birds are calling from the most, and if that is changing across time.
The calls, which sound like marbles knocking together, changed from an initial random distribution to a more settled home range.
They've settled down into areas that they really prefer being in, which are areas that are close to water, which is a really good indication that hihis are happy with their new site.
With over a terabyte of audio data from those recorders, the researchers needed to develop an algorithm to isolate the hihi calls from those of other birds.
It's really quite distinctive in its way, but there's also, when you turn it into a spectrogram, so that's when you turn sound into an image for the algorithm to work on, it suddenly starts to look like twigs breaking, or there's another bird called the fern bird that's got a similar sort of call, but at a lower frequency, a lower pitch. So then it becomes quite a challenge for the artificial intelligence to recognize it. So we did a lot of work on trying to create an algorithm that was good enough for the artificial intelligence to give us the data we needed.
Metcalf says he hopes his new technique can help track the reintroduction of other species, especially in rugged, remote areas.
This is a brilliant alternative to having people there when it's really difficult terrain to be in. So you can get very similar, very accurate information as if you were having people following them around or as if you were radio tracking the species, but without that intrusiveness for the birds.
Thanks to reintroduction efforts, there are now 7 populations of hihi across their former range in northern New Zealand. Faith Lapidus, VOA News.